All right, y'all. Today at the Functional Farmhouse, we are in the kitchen and we are going to be dressing up an 18.6 pound ribeye. We got this bad boy from Costco. We like to buy bulk and we like to portion ourselves, and we do not like the blade tenderizing they seem to do. I can't get anyone in the online space to tell me the method. I know tenderizing steak, it's in the word. It tenderizes, it softens it, but when you're buying prime cuts, tenderizing shouldn't be a thing. And then they want you to cook it to a higher temperature because there's a possibility if there's surface contaminants, they're then putting those through the entire piece of the meat. We're not cooking this to 145. I don't think you should either, but that's where we're at today. So we're gonna do a quick thing. I'm gonna unpackage this. We're gonna pull a little fat off the back, and then we're gonna cut our steaks. I should be able to get 15 out of this, and while some of y'all might think that buying this big piece of meat, it is an investment, but when you break it down, I'm gonna be at $14.50 per steak if I hit 14, and that will go down if I hit any bigger. And we split those steaks. So I like to do about a pound on the ribeye, and then we do 8-ounce portions. That's how we like to do it here. You can do whatever you want. You'd like thicker, you'd like narrower. It's a free country. Do exactly what you like. I'm not here to tell you how you should do it. I'm here to show you how I'm going to do it, and if you can take something from that and build it into your program, that's what we like to do here. So I've got my butcher block counter we're on, and I've got a double layer of butcher paper just to help with cleanup. I've got one glove on. I've got one glove off, just personal preference. I like to maintain some sanitation, and when I'm working with my knives and whatnot, I prefer, personally, to not have a dirty hand. So I've got my trash can just out of scene. I've got my carving knife. These are, I forget, I don't have my damn glasses on, but carving knife. I'm going to use this to trim us up. I do have a longer carving knife, but so you've got some pretty impacted fat on here, and this harder stuff, we're just going to try to trim a little bit of this off today. And with this smaller knife, you can kind of get in and you can see. I'm not the first guy to have ever done this, y'all. I know there's tons of meat channels out there, but we just want to say that you don't have to be a meat channel to eat well at home. All right, y'all, so we're just coming after this fat. We're trying to get as much fat off and keep as much meat on as possible, and we're going to end up sticking this through the meat grinder. This is a little bit of a process. I was into this for maybe 15 minutes doing the video. Bed hair don't care. And once you get it where you want, then you're ready to move on to the next step. And now we're going to use our bigger, larger carving knife. Chef is feeling thirsty.
You mean you're going to use that cooking tool? The thing that cuts meat?
Mm-hmm. So then I'm just going to eyeball our steaks here. So the ends are usually a little irregular. I like to give it a little thicker cut. And here is where you can see the magic. Look at this. This is the kind of stuff you want. You got the intramuscular fat in there. You get to see what you're working with. So our goal is probably about an inch and a quarter here. We're just cutting up the ribeye, trying to keep things even as far as our steak dimensions and width. And now we move on to the bags. This is probably the most time-consuming part of this. These ribeyes are just a little too big to fit the quart bags, which I do have by the box. Those are super fast to use. Hey there, y'all. So we've got all the bags made. I like to use in a roll. We've got everything sealed, and I like to flip the lip of the bag. That way, when you're loading the meat in, you're not contaminating your sealing surface, and when you stick it in and flip it, you're good to go. You know you've got a good seal. We've got 15 steaks, we've got 15 bags, and we're gonna speed this up so you don't get bored. And now we're just packaging up the ribeyes into the bags, and we're moving them across the counter where I have more room to work, and then we're just gonna vacuum seal them up. Folding the top over does create a little bit of an issue sometimes with this type of machine, getting the sealing, the bag into the area for the suction. And it just, you know, it's part of the process. All in all, we were into this for about 45 minutes, not doing the meat grinding. Definitely worth the time to do it all at home. They're great for if we're having folks over with kiddos or someone who doesn't like a lot of beef. And we've got the heart of our package. These are the big boys. That's what we're going for. So it gives you some flexibility no matter how you like to slice it. I'm gonna label these with the Sharpie what it is: ribeye choice, date packaged for the freezer.